Hello YouTube, welcome to the channel. Now then, I'm very excited today because if you are a regular to the channel, you will know that I've been saying for absolutely ages, when is somebody going to bring out an affordable, small scale, two-door Range Rover hardbody? And ladies and gentlemen, I give you the MN models MN168. It's like all my Christmases have come at once. It's a 1/12 scale crawler with a two-door classic Range Rover body on it, and I'm very excited to open this box. This has very kindly been donated to the channel for review by a mate of mine who's just got this. We're going to give it a little bit of a run, give it a little bit of a review. Anyway, enough of the waffle. Let's have a quick look at the box, because it comes in two different colours. You've got like a classic beige, a blue, and I believe they're either, there's the blue, it's got a sticker over it. Apparently they do a pro version, but I haven't seen this version out yet. But that comes with loads of trick bits and pieces on it, apparently. But we've just got the ordinary version at the moment. Now, I believe this is a properly endorsed Land Rover product. So anyway, enough of the waffle. As you can see, I'm genuinely excited to see this thing. Let's crack it open. Right then, in the box we get our instructions and what seems to be some accessories in here. Let's just have a quick butchers. Let's get them out. We've got some instructions. Tells you where to put some of the stickers. We've got some stickers. Must admit these look a bit naff, but never mind. We've got some clear plastic parts. Oh, some Range Rover stickers there as well. Some body ancillaries like grills, windscreen wipers, wing mirrors, etc. Got a USB battery charger, and this has got the new 3-pin connector. I think that's some sort of warranty card. We've got a battery. Now this is a standard sort of 3-wire MN models battery. Capacity is 1200 milliamp hours, 7.4 volts, so it's 2S. We've got a controller. Now this is the new type of controller that they've been sticking in a lot of their new models. Not a massive fan of it, but it is okay. I do like the thumb operation of the throttle, if so desired. And last but not least, we've got the actual truck itself now then. Oh, check that out. Oh my god, that is genuinely a thing of beauty. The first thing that strikes you is obviously the wheels aren't in proportion, but in order to make it a decent crawler, I mean there's bags of ground clearance there. In order to make it a decent crawler, they've jacked it up a bit and the wheels help enormously. The tyres are super soft for an MN. I think the battery normally lives underneath the bonnet there, and I think the door's open. Oh god, look at that. The only thing that would make this absolutely 100% perfect is it would be a folding split tailgate. A split tailgate like Range Rovers have. But that immediately, like all my dreams have come true. That looks absolutely fantastic, especially the blue. It looks beautiful. It gets even better because I think it's got portal axles as well. Portal axles. I think there's a 280 motor in here. I will get into that because for God knows how long now, I thought these were like 370s, like they had in WPL 2 speeds. But they're actually called 280 motors, and they are dimensionally, fractionally smaller than a 370. But it's so they may as well be 370s. You know what I mean? But it's got portal axles. It's got metal drive cups in there. We should have a decent sized motor in there. We've got an axle mounted steering servo. Oh god, I don't even know. I mean, these it looks like got metal shocks actually, but they do feel a bit naff. A little bit stiff, but there's some travel there still. Anyway, let's charge the battery up and check out the lights. Right then, in my excitement, I did forget to mention the price of this thing. It's on Banggood at the moment, as of making this video, for £80 and 40p. It's approximately about $90 US. Now, not only has this thing got portal axles, but apparently it's got beadlock rims, and I can see some screws at the back, so I dare say this is correct. It also says that this thing has got alloy oil-filled shocks. Well, they are alloy, they're metal shocks. I don't know whether they're oil-filled, but do you know what? They might just be. It also says that this has got a separate ESC and receiver as well. So we're getting some proper, decent electronics in this thing. What I might do, I might whip this gorgeous body off and we'll take a look underneath. Right then, underneath the bodywork there is our 280 motor. Like I said in the past, I've made the mistake of thinking the 280 is basically the same as a 260. It's not. It's dimensionally almost the same as a 370, so this thing is going to have decent torque. We've got a separate ESC and receiver underneath. The wheels are actually held on by nuts, not screws. And I think these shocks may be oil. I mean, they don't feel particularly nice, I must admit, but I mean, this is not like a super expensive truck or anything. We might take one off actually and have a look at one of these wheels as well. Right then, I can indeed confirm that the wheels are in fact bead locks. There's the screws in them. They're also a 12mm hex as well. How many of these little Chinese crawlers have a 12mm hex on them? Not many, I can tell you. Now then, where are we? Yes, the shock absorbers are in fact oil. There's no oil in them though, unfortunately. You probably have to just put your own in. They're just probably transported dry, but they are in fact oil shocks. I will put a little drop of oil in now just to check them. But this thing, it just keeps getting better and better. If this goes as well as its componentry looks, MN have got a serious winner on their hands with this thing. Honestly, portal axles, oil shocks, bead lock soft tyres, and a gorgeous Range Rover body. It's perfect. Right, I've put a drop of oil in all 4 shocks. Unfortunately, I only had some 700 weight to hand. I think this could do with some much thinner oil because the shocks are a little bit slow to react. I was mindful about how much I was putting in. I only put a few drops in, but the suspension is very slow to react now. You can manage this a little bit through the preload, but you'd end up with really hard shocks. There is a reasonable amount of wheel articulation there still, so I might just try it. They are adjustable for preload, obviously, the shocks. I did have a little bit of trouble with the rear ones getting the screws out because from the factory I think they'd over tightened them slightly and mushroomed the end of the mounts off, so I couldn't actually slide the shocks off, so I had to do it in situ. But there we have it. They are genuine oil shocks on this thing. Not a lot of travel, but there is a bit of travel in the wheels. Quite wait for the battery to charge up. I thought I wanted to see what the lights are like. The battery does sit neatly underneath the bonnet. That's superb fit. The interior, I forgot to mention, is really nice on this thing as well. It is proper old school Range Rover. Now then, the controls on the transmitter, we've got a steering trim, obviously. We've got a throttle dual rate, which I think you get like a fast and slow. We can turn the lights on and off. If I press that button there we go, can turn the lights on and off. This thing has got, oh crikey, this thing has got indicators as well. Oh, the joys of one-handed filming. There we go. When you turn the throttle, the indicators come on. I think we've got rear lights as well, and I think it's the same. We've got indicators at the back. There we go. And we've got tail lights as well. There we go. Let's check out the crawl on this thing. It's going to have a reasonable crawl with that nice 280 motor in it. Let's put it down for a minute. I think you get quite a nice crawl from this thing. It says. That is not bad. That's a nice steady slow crawl. I wonder what it's like giving it a bit of an obstacle. And that's not bad, it's not bad. I mean, that separate ESC and receiver is doing its thing. Okay, what? I don't know if it's on fast or slow. So, in fact, we just do this. Okay, so what? Yeah, one's slow, one's fast. Right then, let's go and try this thing. Now then, because this doesn't belong to me, I am allowed to test it, but with a few provisos, and they are that I don't get it too dirty and I don't scratch the body with. So we're not going to be doing anything too extreme with this thing, but I thought I'd face it off against the sofa of death for a kick-off, and then we might have a little bit of a gentle run round the garden. But anyway, here goes. It's got a nice amount of low down control. Oh yeah, it's easy. Look at that. No problem whatsoever. I'm not sure if it's got some sort of brake, like drag brake, because it just stopped dead. Or is it to do with the gearing and the axles and the gearbox? But yeah, no problem at all, nice and inside. What do we think of the MN168 after that little test? Well, let's have some pros and cons, shall we? We'll not break with tradition. We'll have some cons first. Now, I'm really having to scrape the bottom of the barrel to find things I don't actually like about this. One of the things is the wheels are quite large and not very scale, but they do a really good job on the truck, so you could forgive it for that. It's not as if you could put some of the more scale WPL wheels or MN wheels on it, because obviously they're a 12mm hex. But the wheels are a little bit big and do look a little bit odd on the truck, but who cares? The next thing I've got written down on the list is the price. I mean, it is on Banggood at the moment on special offer for 80 quid. I think it normally floats around 86 to 90 pounds approximately. It is sort of 30 quid dearer than an MN D99, but then again, you do get a lot more trick bits and pieces on this thing. I mean, oil shocks for a kickoff, etc. I mean, and it does look fabulous. So although it's an expensive MN 1/12 scale, it's probably worth it. Right, let's have some pros, and the first thing I've got written down on my list is the looks of this thing. MN have done a bang-up job on this. It looks brilliant. I mean, I've been waiting ages for somebody to bring out a small scale two-door Range Rover body, and this thing does not disappoint. The colour's great. Like I say, the only thing that is a little bit grating is the size of the actual wheels are a little bit odd, but they do perform a function on the truck. But the looks of this thing, it's absolutely bang on, and I absolutely love it. The next thing I've got written down on the list is there are a lot of big boy features on this thing. I mean, they've really upped the game MN have on this particular truck. I mean, like I say, bead lock soft tyres. We've got portal axles as standard. We've got a brilliant 280 motor in there, giving bags of torque. The electronics is a separate ESC and receiver. The list goes on and on. This is the real deal. Now, the third thing I've got written down on my list is the performance. There's bags of torque from that 280 motor. Like I say, separate electronics. There's great low-down modulation. This thing crawls really nicely straight out of the box. I would even go as far as to say that this is probably, at the moment, one of the best small-scale RC crawlers that you can buy. Just from that short test, I could just tell. I mean, it's got plenty of ground clearance. The suspension, although is a little bit hard, it's not too bad, and these oil shocks, although they're a little bit hard, like I say, I should have put some thinner oil in them perhaps. They're okay. It's just, they've done a great job, MN have. So conclusion time, would I recommend MN models, MN168 to you guys? I'm going to say absolutely yes. Like I say, I'm going to stick my neck out and say that this is probably one of the best small scale cheap crawlers that you can buy at the moment. It's packed full of features. MN have really upped their game on this. It's probably better than most WPLs out there at the moment. Shock horror. So I wouldn't have any qualms about recommending this. It really is. The MN have done a brilliant job on it. It's a superb little crawler. Anyway, as ever, there will be a link in the description to where you can get this thing from. If you're in the market for a small-scale, cheap RC crawler, I would definitely check this thing out before you make a decision. If you found the video of some use and interest, please give it a big thumbs up, and if you're feeling that way inclined, hit that subscribe button. It makes a huge difference to the channel. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you again very soon. Thank you.